The Pittsburgh Steelers will go to the Baltimore Ravens on Sunday, November 6th. And the big story heading into this week's AFC North rivalry game is that Ben Roethlisberger is listed as questionable. The bigger story should be that this game is for first place in the division, regardless of which quarterback starts for the Steelers, and that both teams have extra prep time. As things stand early in the week, the Ravens are a field goal favorite in this Sunday's matchup, with a total in the low 40s. Things will certainly change if Roethlisberger is cleared to play. Since the Baltimore Ravens moved from Cleveland, these two teams have played 40 games, and Pittsburgh holds a 21-19 edge. There have been some blowouts over the last few years, which is surprising, given that these two teams almost always seem to play close games. 7 of the last 10 games, in fact, have been decided by 3 points or less, including both games last season. Baltimore has actually won 3 straight in this series, and 5 of the last 8. The Pittsburgh Steelers have not had it easy this season. Le'Veon Bell missed the first 3 games of the season, and then Ben Roethlisberger suffered a torn meniscus. They are still 4-3 straight up and against the spread on the year, but they have not been nearly as potent as they were last season. The Steelers have managed just 24.3 points per game this season, and have been held to less than 6 yards per play. It seems likely that Landry Jones will get the nod this week. He is 29 of 48 on the season as he relieved Roethlisberger against Miami and looked okay against New England. Le'Veon Bell has 69 carries for 344 yards and has already caught 30 passes out of the backfield. Antonio Brown has hauled in 48 of his 76 targets. He was hobbled by a helmet to the hip against New England, but the bye week gave him time to rest. Brown has never caught a touchdown pass from anybody except Roethlisberger. The Pittsburgh Steelers have had plenty of injuries on defense as well, particularly in the back 7. They've given up 4.7 yards per carry as defensive linemen haven't been able to get off blocks, and the opposition has been able to turn it upfield. The Steelers only have 8 sacks on the year and 8 takeaways. That hasn't made life easy on the offense, nor has it made life easy on a defense in the middle of a rebuild. The Steelers' defense has definitely regressed in a lot of areas. Their 8 sacks only account for a loss of 28 yards, so they have mostly been coverage sacks rather than good blitzes. The Baltimore Ravens' offense is terrible. There's just no other way to put it. Joe Flacco has thrown more interceptions than touchdowns on the season, while completing 61.4% of his passes. Offensive coordinator Mark Trestman was sent to the unemployment line a few weeks back, but it didn't really help Flacco's performance against a horrible New York Jets secondary. Flacco has been dealing with a sore shoulder, which had time to heal during the bye week, so we'll see if things go differently this week. Terrence West has 4.4 yards per carry on his 96 rushes this year. Like the Steelers, injuries on offense have limited this group's upside. The reason that the Ravens are in a position to climb into a tie for first place is because of their defense. The Ravens have dropped 4 straight, but the defense has not buried the team in any of those games. Baltimore's defense has allowed just 19.9 points per game this season, and they've held the opposition to just 5.3 yards per play. Stuffing the run has been a big key because the pass defense has been a bit leaky at times. The Ravens are allowing just 3.5 yards per rush. The pass defense has given up 14 touchdowns and a 66.7% completion rate, but they have not been buried for many huge plays. If you can grab a 3, you probably should. If Ben Roethlisberger somehow plays, the Steelers will turn out to be road favorites. Even if he's ruled out, perception is very low on Baltimore, and Landry Jones looked decent against a pretty good Patriots defense. The Ravens do stuff the run, but they've allowed a lot of completions underneath, and that works to Jones' strength because he does not have much touch on the deep ball. There's enough here for Pittsburgh to stay within the number and even win outright if Roethlisberger doesn't play. If he does, well, congratulations on the line value. Our pick and prediction is for the Pittsburgh Steelers at +3.